Hey guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Newcastle United career mode on FIFA 21. Now, as you may recall, last time out we left it right before this game against Everton, so without further ado, we'll get right on into it. Everton's lineup, as you may well know from real life, they've made some top quality signings this year. And they're not all playing. No Doucouré on the bench, Calvert-Lewin on the bench. Even so, James Rodriguez and Allen in the midfield, that's pretty impressive. We're going with our best starting 11. First team's out there. No real surprises in our team selection there. And Everton's going to get us kicked off. Like I say, they've actually got a really good team. This year, they've started to get the best out of players they already had, like Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. They've improved the team with Ben Godfrey, James Rodriguez, Allen and Doucouré. And of course they finally added some competition for little arms in form of Roma's former reserve goalkeeper Robin Olsen. As we get the ball straight through the middle, play it out right to Fraser. Lifts it a bit too far, I was aiming for Maxi there. And straight back into the gloves of my keeper. I think we just got enough, and that's to deflect it outside. Ancelotti does not really look like Ancelotti there. He looks kind of weird. Also, shout out to one of my mates who just yesterday started an Everton career mode and forgot to update the team, so he didn't have Godfrey and Olsen in. Nice through ball for Wilson there, Miggy. And he lashes it home. Yes! Ah, well done. So far, top scorer in the Premier League, Callum Wilson.
Newcastle United goal, number 13, Callum Wilson.
Drive it forward, Lewis. Over the top for Miggy. Get there ahead of Coleman, yet gets a touch on it. Knocks it back off me to send it out for a goal kick. I think I got the last touch on that. Yeah, another corner. And that's half time. We're going 1-0 up. Off to a good start. Where was the offside in there? Oh, yeah, I can kind of see it, yeah. Beating at the near post, as per usual. And what Richarlison does is kind of stupid pigeon walk. Hit that with power, like. That onside. Woohoo, yay. I'll be honest, I wasn't trying to get it to Miggy. I wanted to slide that straight over to St. Maximin and hit it first time. So I kind of messed that up actually. Oh well, it's in the back of the net, all it counts. Completely did me with that little step over turn thing there. I wasn't paying close enough attention, to be fair, but even so, far from ideal. I got ridiculously fortunate with the bounce there. Fraser's shot got blocked, falls straight to Almiron and he slots it away. Bit of luck. Leaped well to get to that one, Fraser. Make some changes. We're doing pretty well at the minute, so I'll bring on Longstaff and Hendrick. And also Joe Linton. Yeah, I'll play Joey out on the left for a bit this game. Oh, hell of a strike there. Just unlucky that it went a bit wide. Wilson almost got in the way of it as well. I thought that had like flown into the back of the net, I'll be honest. That just looks bad. That cross was not convincing from Joe Linton there. Lascelles who ended up playing left back and Lewis centre back. Not sure I'm fond of that. Come on, ref. I was gonna say, we're now 6 out of 4 minutes added time. Well, we had to retake the lead twice after initially going ahead before we could finish this one off. We just about managed it. I'm not entirely sure why they're focusing on James. Richarlison was the one who played best. Or maybe that's why. He did have a quiet game, I thought. Also, because I've been finding it fairly easy. It's not been a complete breeze. Some games have given me a little bit of a challenge, but I'd like them to give me a bit more. So I have bumped up the sprint speed and acceleration for the AI by a little bit. Nothing crazy. Same with reducing the pass error. I'm less sure about the shot error. When you get a shot on goal, or it's a fair number have gone in. It's just getting up to that point seems to be the problem. Everything else stays the same except for I have increased the goalkeeper ability and the marking. Made it a bit more likely that they'll make a run against me, like off the ball, and I've reduced the first touch control error. I don't want to bump it up to ultimate because I've played on ultimate and it's a pain. I want a challenge that's still enjoyable, not a slog that I'm just going to get frustrated with and not want to do anymore. So we'll see how that goes, see if that makes it a bit more competitive in certain games. And we roll on up to this game against Burnley, this time being played at St James's Park, which means we get to be in the nice black and white striped kits instead of the horrible yellow ones. Going to do some rotation for this match. So we've made some changes for this game against Burnley. I've put Federico Fernandez in instead of Fabian Schär at centre-back, mainly because I'm concerned about the strength and aerial ability of that front two that Burnley have in Wood and Barnes. Similarly, I've got Kraft and Dummett playing, who I think are a bit more defensively solid than Lewis and Manquillo. Which for this game I want them on back line sitting quite deep. But I will be pressing forward a bit more with my midfielders. Longstaff is in for Shelvey and Hendrick in for Hayden. I want them more attacking minded. I want them to push further up the pitch. And the only other change is Richie takes a place on the left wing instead of Fraser. And we're off. Play it right back to the back line, let them spread out a bit, open the space up. That was a Dummett. Richie just would not take control of that ball, even though it was right next to him. And Fernandez forces Barnes out and sends it for a throw-in. Richie does the same against Gudmundsson. I'm already feeling the impact of those slider changes that I made. Ball in behind for Richie. He's not got the best of space there, and the cross is way too close to Peacock Farrell in goal. So Maximin, who played a blinder against Burnley in real life. Hendrick, who of course we got from Burnley, or he left Burnley before coming to us, I should say. It was a free transfer now, so we didn't get him from them. Just got to keep the ball, really. And of course, right as I say that, we end up giving it away. Peters just held off St Maxim and stopped me from getting onto that through ball from Kraft, which would have, if I'd managed to get onto it, would have let me in behind them. The increased marking is doing its job, and the increased pace lets Barnes get in behind to open the scoring in Burnley's favour. Fernandez manages to get there ahead of the Burnley player. Dummett holds the ball up, hoping Richie will make that run. He does, but he's kept out from getting in behind. Wilson on the ball now, gets closed down quickly. Step overs from Gudmundsson to just sort of confuse me, I guess. Oh yeah, closed down very quickly, although I win a foul from that one. Went in a bit heavy on Hendrick there. And they get a second goal. Yeah, I'll tell you what, those sliders definitely make it a bit trickier. Top for Maxi to get on to. And we go into half time 2-0 down. I think when I put Richie on for this game, I underestimated how much even that little tiny increase to the pace would make a difference. So bring Fraser off the bench. Fernandez cleans it up, and we're on the attack. He carries it forward. Options, Sean. Plays Fraser through. Needed Wilson to make that run further into the box. And Sir Maximin lashes it into the roof of the net as he gets it on the penalty spot. Well, not the penalty spot, in the 6-yard box. Little layoff from Fraser here. Leaves absolutely no chance for the keeper, who was just left in acres of space, and he halves the deficit. Nicely read and cut out by Lascelles. Get that forward to Maxi, through the gap to Miggy. Keep hold of it around the edge of the box there. Put Carroll up top because we're not getting much joy in the air, and Wilson's movement is a bit too closely marked at the minute. And Matty can come on for Hendrick. Couldn't do it. Couldn't drag it back. Thought we had a few chances to do it, but I wanted a bit more of a challenge. Certainly got that. It's heading into the
Thank you everyone for coming.
pre-match press conference. This time, the match against Spurs, which, I mean, Burnley gave me trouble with the adjusted sliders. I can only imagine what's going to happen here. I mean, I guess 6-pointer. I mean, if we were really thinking about challenging for Europe, which hopefully, but I doubt, then I guess yeah. But realistically, it's not a big, massive 6-pointer for us. I'd like to take a result against them, but won't be the end of the world if we don't. Sean asked to keep his place in the team for this game so he can partner Hayden in the midfield this time out. I am thinking of changing the formation to maybe try and secure the midfield a bit, but we'll start with this for now. Big game at the, looks like, absolutely packed out Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You know, the one that almost crippled them financially and took 5 years or something to build. it is a nice stadium, to be honest, to be fair. And we're off to a flying start through St Maximin. Just really simple build-up, just knocked it around. Held it up nicely with Wilson. Nice little through ball from Longstaff. And Maxi slots it away into the top corner. There's that. Can't quite tell who that was. Hang on. Yeah, it must have been Bergwijn tracking back. He just could not keep up with St Maximin. Here we see their advantages coming into play. Harry Kane doesn't do tricks. Stop lying to me, FIFA. Just had to use Longstaff to sort of make a wall with the centre backs there. Force them to go out wide, where I can sort of coral them into a blind alley. I think at the beginning said Wilson's predicted score for the season was 27. Considering his best ever in the Premier League so far is 12, I'd absolutely take that. Of course, I doubt he'll get that high in real life. Of course, that is sort of where the line is between optimism and delusion. Will he get double figures in the Prem this season, Wilson? If, as Maximin gets another goal, he's absolutely on fire today. I'll tell you what, in fact, he's wearing his shooting boots this episode. I think he's scored in all 3 games, hasn't he? Certainly he scored twice in this one and in the last game. No, I don't think he did score against Everton. Even so, 3 goals in 3 games. It's a decent little stat. Decent little patch of form there for him. Yeah, will Callum Wilson hit double figures in the Premier League this season? I think he's definitely got it in him to replicate that form that he and Fraser had in the I think it was the 17-18 season. Hayden with a big tackle. Ah, Wilson made the wrong run there. And then we use Almiron for what he was bought for. Nice swift counter-attack. Started and finished by Miguel Almiron. Now, Wilson's been smashing it in the last couple of episodes, but today it's all been about his supporting trio getting the goals themselves this time out. Miggy just waltzes right through, can't handle his pace, and that's 4-0 in, I think, even just in the first half. We're 4-0 up at half time. I don't really think we need a DM on. If I can get one more goal, I think I'm pretty safe. And at that point, we'll take one of the wingers off and put Murphy on. Just need to keep plugging the gaps as they appear. Put pressure on him, don't let him get too long on the ball. Nice through ball for Fraser. Cut inside. Is this his first goal? No. Twice. Got 2 attempts at it. Couldn't do it. Gale drags just slightly wide during his first minutes on the pitch so far this season. Sells makes 2 tackles, but then gets tackled himself. Some scrappy defending to be done there. Gale exploits the gaps and finishes it off and gets his first goal of the season. I'll be honest, I don't know what it is that's happening here, why I'm having so much joy against Spurs when I had so little against Burnley, and to an extent even against Everton, who gave me a pretty tough fight. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Spurs. I don't know what it is. It was just because of how much they play out from the back and how they play that high line that I can exploit with the pace, even with the slider advantage that they have. Which, by the way, I'll just to prove I've not changed it at all. They're still all the same that I showed you earlier. So with us being 5-0 up here, I'm going to we'll do that because Almiron was the most tired of the three. My defender's doing brilliantly to get in the way of all those shots, and then my keeper stopping that last one, and we're off. Back on the counter, back on the attack. Don't even know who that came off, I'll be honest. They kept it in, so I'm going to presume they knew they touched it last. Matthew forces his way through and takes a shot and finishes it off, and it's 6-0. Bros celebrate together. You love to see it. Spurs getting an absolute lashing in their own backyard. And they get one back. Far too late for it to be anything more than a consolation. Who got it? And Ndombele pushed quite high. And the whistle goes at 6-1. Hell of a win. What a game for us. Not so much for Spurs. They should be pretty embarrassed with themselves. I got to thank them for playing that high line and constantly trying to play it out. Really let me rinse them with Fraser, Maxi and Almiron through the gaps. Oh, absolutely no problem, Sean. You played brilliantly. We will be ending the episode here as we take on over into the month of November. But first of all, just going to go through and have a quick little check-up on our youth academy. See how all the lads here are developing. Armstrong and Bailly continue to look very, very impressive for me. I'm looking forward to seeing them by the end of the season, start of next season. They may even be called up and start getting some cup games by that point. Check the France report first. Nothing really in there. Blanchett looks like the best one. Nathan Bull, nah, not for me. And no one else in England either. So we'll leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like or a comment or subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.